Good morning. I am here to present my study entitled Robotics Classroom, Innovative Approach in Teaching and its Impact on the Academic Performance in Robotics of selected grade 10 students of Trece Martires National High School. I am Niña P. Espineli, a teacher of Trece Martires National High School, your presenter. Robotics education provides an opportunity for students to bring their individual interests, perspectives, and areas of expertise together in order to work collaboratively in a real-world science. In order to increase students' engagement in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field, it is important that learners increase their time with concrete STEM tasks in collaborative group. Interactive learning is a practical, innovative approach that helps students to be more involved in retaining more materials to improve their skills. With or without using formal technology, it aids in strengthening the critical thinking and problem-solving skills of the students. It involves collaboration among learners. This elicits discussion and task. Collaboration as part of interactive learning goes beyond simple cooperation, where group members do their assigned task and work well together. It is the integration and synthesis of every group member's ideas and expertise. From the result of the study presented by LEGO Engineering 2014, it was found out that students improve their critical thinking skills using robotics. The students' interest in physics has dramatically increased with the addition of robotics. OSGen in 2014 concluded that activities with robots contribute considerably to the level of students' perception on the nature of science. A BET in 2012 study provided evidences that students involved in an after-school robotics program proved in several subjects. The increased skills were predominantly in the areas of research, engineering, technology, and problem-solving as teams. Further study of Subilan, as cited by NAL in 2016, found out that those who participate in robotics curriculum build and develop their thinking and science processing skills. So this study generally was conducted to determine the impact of innovative approach in teaching, which includes collaboration, group dynamics, and mini competition on the academic performance of robotics of selected grade 10 students of Trece Martires National High School. Specifically, this answers the following question. First, what is the level of academic performance in robotics based on the pretest score of the student? Is there a significant difference between the academic performance of the control and the experimental group in terms of pretest? Is there a significant difference between the performance of the control and experimental group in terms of post-test? Is the utilization of collaboration, group dynamics, and mini competition as innovative approach in teaching a factor in enhancing the academic performance in robotics of selected grade 10 students? What is the students' perception about robotics as part of their subject in terms of A, their interest towards the subject, and B, the activities presented? The focus of this study is the innovative approach for students be acquainted to the main principles of robotics, drawing attention to youth scientific and technical creativity. So, we all know that robotics competition is also a part of innovative approach, since this strategy is considered to be one of the key insights of educational robotics. So when we say innovative approach, we are dealing with collaborative brainstorming and recording ways that robot could perform its specific function. Group dynamics is where students plan as a group how the robot will be manipulated and controlled. Mini competition within the group inside the classroom will also be included. So the competition will also only focus on sumubot and line tracing. For the methodology, purposive sampling was used in determining the respondents for this study. 2 sections of grade 10 under the special science curriculum was the respondents, for they were the only students exposed to robotics education. 30 students from Jose Joseliano were the experimental group, while 30 students from Gregorio Zara will be the control group. For the data collection, 20 items multiple choice type of exam was administered. Then, innovative approach in teaching robotics was introduced. After that, post-test was administered and the results were analyzed. In analyzing data for problem-solving numbers 1 and 4, mean and percentage was used to measure the level of academic performance before and after the introduction of innovative approach in teaching. For problems number 2 and 3, paired t-test was employed to determine the significant difference between the score of pretest and post-test of the two groups. For problem number 5, weighted mean and Likert scale was used to assess the perception of students towards robotics as an elective subject. For the results and discussion, so Table 1 presents the academic performance of the control and experimental group based on pretest. As you can see, the mean of the experimental group, which is 7.90 or 900, is greater than that of the control group, which is 7.667. So there were parang a little difference. But after the mean score was treated using paired t-test, it was found that the p-value, which is equivalent to 0.6486, is greater than that of 0.05 level of significance, which means there's no significant difference between the academic performance of the control and the experimental group. So the result ensures that the respondents in both groups are heterogeneous in nature and that no group is better than the other. So Table 3 presents the post-test of two groups. So the average percentage for the control group is 47 and 58.56 for the experimental group. So the difference explains that the student exposed to innovative approach in teaching obtained a higher achievement performance than the control group. So we all know that the control group undergo the traditional way of teaching wherein the teacher will give the instruction, while the innovative is the student will plan on how they perform on class. So Table 4 shows the difference between the post-test of the two groups. Since the p-value, which is 0.040, is less than that of the 0.05 level of significance, it proves that there is a significant difference between the result of the post-test between the experimental of the control group. This proves that the use of innovative approach in teaching robotics is an effective way in enhancing the academic performance of the students. Table 5 shows the comparison of the academic performance of the control and experimental group before and after the treatment. So it shows that using teachers' learning activity, the academic performance of the control group increased from 7.667 to 14.100, showing that there is the advancement in the control group. However, an increase in the academic performance of the experimental group, which is from 7.900 to 17.567, indicates that the performance of the experimental group who was exposed to innovative approach in teaching for a month is higher than that of the control group. So Table 6 presents the interest of the students in the experimental group towards the robotics subject. So they strongly agree that robotics subject is easy to understand. They agree that they feel comfortable when programming a robot. And they slightly agree that making robotics program makes them interested to attend the subject. So in terms of activities presented, they strongly agree that the activities presented really enhances their creativity. They agree that the activities presented encourages them to be critical thinker. Also, it gives them a sense of satisfaction, and they all agree that the activities presented by the teacher were sequential. So for the conclusion and the recommendation, the findings indicate that grade 10 students with constant exposure to innovative approach in teaching demonstrated a higher test score in robotics subject. Moreover, this study proved that innovative approach in teaching has a great impact on the academic performance of students in robotics. For the recommendation, students should be more exposed to innovative approach in teaching when it comes to robotics to enhance their academic performance in science. Also, teachers should expose students to other advanced teaching strategies in introducing robotics to the different types of robots. The school should invest more on providing more set of robots of different kinds to further increase the ability of students in terms of robotics subject. So for the references, I have listed here, or I included here, some of the references that I used. So this ends my presentation. Thank you.